All right, we're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order.
File version.
April 8th, Grapevine Rotary Club meeting. We are so excited about technology and just the opportunity for us to still stay connected. Seeing faces, I don't know about you guys, but
version.
checking in on us and checking on me specifically means so much. You know, so great to see you guys. Communication is going to be by Darlene Freed. The pledge by Kevin Mitchell, if Kevin Mitchell's on. If not, we need to get somebody else to do the pledge. And the four-way test by Elaine. Darlene, the floor is yours.
Our most gracious and heavenly Father, we come before you and we ask for your grace and we ask for your healing. Please be with each and every one of us and all of our families and friends and everyone who is enduring this very, very difficult time. We ask that we will all get through this, that we will continue to serve others as we've done for so many years, that we will continue to reach out to each other, and that we will be there for each other throughout this time. We ask all this. We also ask for you to take care of our first responders, those also who are in the first line of cause that are having to work with people in hospitals and so forth. Please keep them safe and please keep them in your prayers. We ask all this in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, please join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And will it be fun?
Will it be fun? Awesome. Awesome. Hey, listen, we still have a lot of things going on, and I wanted to give the floor over to Leon, who's been setting up some blood drives for us, and give us a quick update on the blood drives. Leon, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, thank you. Good to see everybody. The blood drive, we initially started with one. We have 3 now. Very exciting. Everybody stepped up. We only have 2 slots open on the 20th. So the blood drives are the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th. And they're going to be at Wise Guys there at the parking lot. And, you know, obviously some of the questions is kind of spacing and how we're going to go about keeping everybody safe. And they kind of reset their truck a little bit and they've spread it out. And so what will happen is that you'll come in and you'll have to stay in your car and they'll come and get you. And you'll have a person out there getting people's names. And so it's been very encouraging. We've got a lot of new people that we don't normally see sign up. I've actually got emails and calls from people from different cities, and it's been very, very positive. We probably could fill a couple other spots. I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing one at the 1st of May, which was originally scheduled time, but we'll have to kind of see how it goes. Right now, though, it looks like I noticed a lot of you guys have signed up as well, but I think there are 2 slots on the 20th. So if anybody wants to log in, they can and get signed up. So I thank everybody that signed up. And like I said, I think we may add another one probably the 1st of May. They're very excited. They've been very pleased with the way things are going. And also too, as you can imagine, there's a big shortage right now. So it's good that everybody got involved on it. Okay. That's really about the update.
Leon, thank you so much. And, you know, as he's going to keep us posted, but we know that the 13th is already full. We've got 2 spots open on the 20th, and then we have another date on the 27th. So it's awesome to have Marcy's Church partner with us, the city, and that we're able to still, you know, I love hearing they're going to come to your car because it is something really important that we are staying socially distant, but we're finding a way to get this done. So great job, Leon, Doug, and Kevin with Carter, and I appreciate you guys getting that set up. Awesome job. And behind the scenes, Morgan Nichols has been working really hard in the committee on our scholarships. We know that this is our the duck race is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and right now we're move that forward. But she still, in her committee, has gone through and went through all the applicants and has been able to pick applicants. So I want to give her the floor so she can give us an update on the scholarships.
Can you hear me, Kevin?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So our committee's been hard at work. I'd first just like to thank those who participated in helping to score each of our applicants. Dr. Lee Dodson, Joy Mayo, Jennifer Brecht, Penny Davis, Jennifer Stubbeman, Janice Kane, and Dick Jones. So out of all of our applicants, we're going to be able to award 16 scholarships this year. And part of the exciting part of that is the review process was anonymous, so we really tried to strip out understanding what the gender was of the individual, the name of the individual, and which school that they went to. The exciting part is we're able to award 5 to Colleyville Heritage High School, 2 to the GCISD Collegiate Academy, 4 to Grapevine High School, and 5 to Grapevine Faith Christian School. So I really appreciate Joy Mayo really helped in sending out notices to all of the applicants, letting them know whether or not they're receiving the scholarships. And then each of the individuals at this point should have received a notice from those letters that Joy sent out, as well as from an email from me. We're still looking to recognize them on May 20th, but in a little bit different format. So we'll be doing that most likely virtually here. So I'm working with the recipients to get a little video from each of them, kind of telling us a little bit about them, kind of their time in high school and what they're looking for college, so that each of you can get to know kind of who the individuals are this year. So everything's moving forward with that, and we're still hoping to recognize them on the 20th of May.
Morgan, that's so awesome. Listen, this wouldn't have happened with your leadership. And it started a couple years ago. That's one of the biggest reasons why you've been able to execute it this way. And I just want to give you a hats off to your committee that we can still get this done and be efficient with it and recognize them. I just think it's so neat that you're able to do it. So awesome job to you and the whole committee. Thank you so much for that. All right, and moving on to things, if you guys were on last week, we have several people that, in my opinion, should absolutely be fined, whether it's their, a lack of, whether it's lack of Zoom etiquette, whether trying to scar me personally for life on the couch in their house, whatever the case may be. I thought it was fitting for us to have a little bit of time. Some sergeant at arms and Christian and Jay, if you guys want to trade off sending some mad fines to some of these people, and if you need some suggestions, I'm happy to help you out with that.
All right, Jay, you'll want to unmute. So I don't think Brad is there, Jay, as you were looking. I was looking as well, and I of course find in ducks. We still, oh, look at this. Jay has his own screen share. John Travolta. That is Jay's new backdrop, apparently. I was going to find Brad for his use of brevity last week, but at the same time, I will find him a duck. I'll find myself a duck because I'm always long-winded. So I appreciate Brad and his timeliness last week and his dedication to our students, but he also deserved a duck because he spoke too long last week. So I do want to find Jan Ramsey. As it was pointed out last week, Jan gave us a nice tour of both her house and her front yard. And while I enjoy that, and she is a realtor and she's very good at that, she deserves a duck fine because she decided to do it during the middle of our Rotary meeting. So she's not here with us today, so somebody will let her know. I do have a stern warning for the Lewis family. Dennis and Jan, your shenanigans, they are borderline fine worthy, and if it keeps going, the pillow laughing last week and the bandanas this week, I've got my eye on you, don't worry. And then finally, I received, if I can share real quick this week, let me see if I can get it up. Right here, a picture of somebody who has destroyed and sabotaged duck race t-shirt. And so I would like to find the one Alex Beloff for during our duck race season, murdering his duck race shirt. And so now he will be fined one duck and required to buy another t-shirt at the next duck race event. So that's all I've got, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Christian. And I would tell you that I think you're too kind giving them just a warning. You know, if it is, it's just my advice that there should be some heavy fines for that. I'm scarred for life from watching that last week, and
it's coming. Don't worry.
It was very hard for me to stay focused and try to facilitate this meeting when I was seeing all those going on. So. All right. Well, thank you so much for that. And there will be more of this down the road, Jay. So I think I've recalled you saying over the years that, you know, you're only able to get up about every 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm trying to redeem myself here, sir. So next week, let's get ready for that. So looking forward to it. All right. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to our programs chair, who's going to introduce our speakers.
Okay, thank you, President Kevin. Appreciate that. The Programs Committee has been meeting. Of course, this is a new change for us, but everybody's rising to the occasion, and we thought it would be perfect to hear from our police chief and fire chief in regard to how they're responding to ensure the safety of the citizens in the community. And we appreciate both of you for accepting the invitation. So, Police Chief Mike Hanlon, let's start with you.
Well, thank you, Elaine. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, good. I see some thumbs up. This is the first time I've tried this, so this has probably been the most challenging part of the virus, I suspect, at the moment, right here. To say that things are business as usual would be extremely short-sighted. On, I don't remember, March 12th, 16th, something of that nature, we took like everybody else in this country, we took a hard right turn, and things have not been the same since. And, you know, I explained to some folks the other day, they asked me, what have we done? And it's, you know, the answer was, well, what have we not done? And it is, you know, the decisions we make today, I don't know that we would have ever gotten to those decisions had we not made decisions 2 weeks ago. And I explain it that it's almost been an evolution of decision making, and I'm confident the decisions we'll make in 2 weeks, we're probably not even thought of at this point. So it's just a never-ending series of decisions. Internally, I explained to some of our employees, it's a lot like peeling an onion. Every day you take off a new peel, and you don't know what's three layers down. But with regard to some of the stuff we've done, you know, we're taking all the precautionary measures that, you know, most people are taking. We have, whether it be hand sanitizers or cleaners, we've got those all over the building. We are encouraging as much as we can all the social distancing and all the hygienic measures. We're trying to take advantage of all of those within the building. I've shared a number of times that I feel that at least my goal in this is to keep the virus out of the building. And for the most part, we've been very successful at that. So we're exercising all those hygiene issues that are being talked about, and we have been since the onset. We have made changes in how we staff our personnel. I've looked for opportunities to both spread us out, you know, inside the building, but across the clock too, because we're a 24-hour operation. We've got to make sure we can cover all the things that we need to cover. When calls come into dispatch, we're screening those calls. Every call gets screened before we send any first responder. And so those have paid dividends to us. Our officers have been guided, if you will, to not simply walk up to anybody. Distance is our friend in this time. And so they're exercising that every opportunity they get. Unfortunately, our business didn't change relative to what we do. We still have to make arrests, albeit those are drastically reduced. we're still having to interact with the public in a similar manner as we did 30 days ago. And in those moments, we exercise lots of caution as we have to do what we do. There are a lot of things I can talk about, and I'm not sure how much time we have, and I know Daryl's got some stuff. I can tell you that we meet every day. We talk about, what we're doing for our first responders and how we can protect them. And, the concern at the moment is not just the personal protective equipment or the PPE, as you hear it referred to, but it's building those supply chains to continue going forward in the organization as we go through the next 30, 45, 60 days, that we have those resources coming to us. That we spend a lot of our time tracking those pieces down, and the community has stepped up in many, many ways and supported us and is helping us to build our inventories to sustain us for the long haul. I've shared many times, this isn't a sprint, this is a marathon. And that's how we're coming at this, so that we can continue to provide the service that we need to the community and take care of our first responders. Like I say, I could go on and on about the different things we've done. There's lots of changes. We focus a lot of our attention. We've grown our field resources. That means our personnel. We're focusing on those. We know there are a lot of businesses that have been closed. We focus on patrolling those areas. We focus on our parks. I know that our schools are certainly not filled at the capacity they were. We focus on those. We try to provide those resources, our patrol resources, in the places where they're most needed. Certainly the community has reacted well in that they adhere to the stay home, stay safe ideas. They practice the social distancing, and all of those things, when the community does that, makes our job tremendously easier to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. So with that, I'll just kind of pause. I don't know if we have opportunities for questions or we want to turn it over to Chief Brown, but I'm fine either way.
Let's hear from Chief Brown, and then if there's time, we can have questions. Thank you, Chief Hamlin.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. So as Chief Hamlin was saying, we have implemented a lot of new strategies and tactics here in the fire department as well. One of the first things we did when all this broke was we placed a paramedic up in the dispatch center with the 911 operators. And if after they begin the screening, then that paramedic can take over and ask more specific questions. In addition to having just a paramedic up there to talk to whoever may be calling and feeling ill and sick, we also put an iPhone up there. And so we can ask, can you FaceTime? Can you text us pictures? Because sometimes people feel better when they know who they're talking to, because our medical protocols, if you will, if you're between the ages of 12 and 65, just because you're feeling bad doesn't mean you're going to go to the hospital. And even if you drive yourself to the hospital, they're probably going to tell you to go back home, because they're not going to admit you. There's nothing they can do for you unless you're having severe, respiratory distress, or have some other underlying health conditions. So that's been a huge win for us by putting that person up there and then giving them the technology so that they can, patients can see who they're talking to and vice versa. Additionally, we put a fourth ambulance in service and we went ahead and sealed off all the compartments inside an ambulance for those of you that may have been inside one, to help ease decontamination and to get it back into service quicker if we do have to transport a COVID-19 patient or somebody that we suspect has COVID-19. We want to try to take care of our equipment so we can get ready for the next call as quickly as possible. Other things that we've done is we're only suiting up one member in full PPE on those type calls to come make interaction with the patient that's calling. We're trying to get the patient, if at all possible, to come outside in our assisted living and our nursing homes they're many times rolling the patient to as close to the front doors as they can so that we don't, get into a closed situation, so we're more likely to contaminate our personnel, but also so that we don't bring something into someone's home. Same thing on the assisted living and whatnot. So we're get them close to the front door in as much open area as we can so that it's better. Our call volume has decreased. Even our falls, our automobile wrecks, all that stuff with people staying home, staying safe, it's all decreased, which is good, and letting us focus on the other things. Like Chief said, we're working on getting all of the necessary PPE and trying to be ready for this marathon sprint that we're all in. There's different pieces of it that we hurry up and things change in between this meeting and the next one. But then overall, Mike and I know that we're in a marathon race right now, and having adequate PPE to protect the first responders is key. We appreciate our community, the members who have stepped up and made donations. This Rotary Club and the AMBUCs, y'all partnering together with the KN95 masks. That was 2,000 masks for the police and fire departments. We've also, just so you know how we've used some of those, we took 100 to each. We have 8 assisted living and nursing homes here in Grapevine. We took 100 of those masks to each one of those to help keep their personnel safe, because while we're submitting requests to the state of Texas on their behalf through the fire department and our emergency manager, we wanted to go ahead and put some of those masks in place so that their staff can be safe as they're taking care of their people who live there. And I know some of our own members live in some of those. So you're helping not just the Grapevine police and fire departments, but you're also helping our entire community, and we sure appreciate it. There's a lot of other things we're doing, but I don't want to go any further because I know we're on a 30-minute time window. So Elaine, I'll turn it back over to you or the president.
Okay. Kevin, do we have time for a few questions?
I think we have time for a few questions.
Okay. Anyone
May
have
I ask a question?
Go ahead, Penny.
Thank you. It's so nice to see everyone's face. But my question is, we have stats for like the number of cases, positive tests from like Tarrant County. Is there a stat for the number of cases, for instance, in the Grapevine area or the Euless area or HEB area, things like that?
So you can go on to the Tarrant County Public Health's website. Currently, we have 11 active cases is what they'll say in Grapevine right now. And you can go on their website and see for each of the communities in Tarrant County how many active cases they have. So that's readily available. It'll also get into hospital bed counts and ICU beds. But so that's all on, it's on the Tarrant County Public Health's website.
TarrantCounty.gov.
Yeah, TarrantCounty.gov. And then if you go on there, you can go to the health department and get all the information that you need. Also want to make sure and tell you guys while I got the floor again, we do have Grapevine Cares call center. That's something that we stood up, and Kevin Mitchell's team from Parks is staffing that. Those folks that usually that greeted you when you came into the wreck. Grapevine Cares, and the number is 817-410-4455. So if you have any questions, if your business has any questions, you need anything like that, you can call the Grapevine Cares hotline, and somebody's going to answer it. It's going to be a real person, and they're going to do their best to try to help you or navigate, help give you the information you need.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, if not, Chief Hamlin, Chief Brown, thank you so much. We know what a challenge this is. It's a challenge for everyone, and appreciate you being with us and sharing with us today. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Amen. Yeah, I echo that, Elaine, and just what an amazing community it is to be in. And Chief Hamlin, Chief Brown, you guys are just strong leaders, and your teams are doing phenomenal jobs. So I just want to reiterate to our club and our members in the community that we have got to follow those instructions of our leaders in our cities, in our counties, in our state, and the nation, just to listen to what they are saying so that we can get ahead of this. And We're so thankful for each and every one of you. We are trying to get right to 30 minutes, so we're going to.
Kevin, could I make one other comment, if I may? Is Chris Ham still on the line? Chris, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I can't get my camera to work though.
Okay. Kevin, if you would, Chris talked to Allison Gilbert yesterday, and I don't think she's on the call. So Chris, would you share with us what she shared with you?
Yeah, as Elaine said, I spoke to Allison Gilbert yesterday, and through her company, she has access to masks and some other medical supplies. She said she can't donate everything, but she can certainly donate some things and get some things at cost. So she wanted me to make sure that everyone in the club was aware of that. And also, she had mentioned too that if anybody knows of anybody that's hurting for food and wants meals from Barclays, she'd be willing to donate some money for that.
That's awesome. Thank you, Chris Ham. I appreciate that. It's just another great example of how our community is stepping up and working together. So I will have an update. There's a lot of things that getting moved, that dates are getting pushed. We know that Main Street Fest is pushed. We know that, you know, Duck Race, a lot of things are pushed. What I'll try to do is when we do the recap and Christian comes through and uploads this to YouTube and Facebook, that all in my recap of the meeting, I'll update on when those things have changed. So thank you so much for you guys and everything that we do as Grapevine Rotary connects the world. This meeting is adjourned.
Trial version.
3-7.
Hi, Dickie.
Trial version.
What's Brandon doing with a tie on?
Can y'all hear me?
Trial
Yes.
version.
Hey, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Trial version. Version. Trial version.
Screen to see them.
Trial.
Bye, guys.
Everyone for putting this on.
Thanks, Jake. See ya, Alex.
What's Alex, though?
Got him.
Hey, Deb. Mute everybody again. It went away when you did that.
Trial version.